My name is Lasse. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Copenhagen and work with cardiovascular disease.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about the research that you're working on?
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out how atherosclerotic plaques differ between stable and unstable, basically dangerous and not so dangerous, and we use proteomics for that, working with both carotid artery disease and coronary artery disease.
Very interesting. And what instruments right now are you working with?
What instruments are we working on right now? We have a timsTOF Pro, which is basically doing all the hard work, so that's very nice. And that's coupled to a Dynex 3000.
And which Aurora column are you working with?
Almost all of them.
All the Aurora columns?
Except for your new frontier column. We work with 5, 15 and 25 centimeter columns, depending on the workflow.
Okay. How do you find the performance of the columns?
I find the performance of the columns, it's excellent. I mean, it's the best I've tried, definitely.
And how have our columns helped accelerate your research?
Sorry?
How have our columns helped accelerate your research?
How your columns have helped excel? Our research, I mean, basically we couldn't do what we are doing before we got your columns. We really gained a lot of coverage, reproducibility, robustness. So for us it was a game changer. I'm working with carotid artery lesions, trying to figure out what distinguishes a stable plaque from an unstable plaque, because unstable plaques are way more dangerous and have a higher tendency to give stroke. So we use proteomics to try and distinguish these plaques, and I've been developing a workflow to cover both the proteome and the extracellular matrix proteome, because we hypothesized that the extracellular matrix is hugely important in distinguishing an unstable from a stable plaque. But this is not so easy to do because we have to solubilize the proteins. Typically you use a workflow where you isolate the matrix, but with new techniques, basically timsTOF Pro with data-independent acquisition and robust and sensitive chromatography, we can actually do single-shot analysis and cover both the proteome and the matrix zone in one shot. And basically we cover way more of these lesions than ever before, and we use this to identify 575 proteins that are different between stable and unstable plaques. And these are potential biomarkers that we'll use moving forward for clinicians to decide on whether to proceed with surgery or medical treatment for people with unstable or stable plaques.